Hi, it's Dr. Eric, and I'm here to talk to you a little bit about how children grow up to be musical. Just like language, they need to listen. You speak to them before they're even out of the womb, or in the first few months and a year or so of their life before they're speaking. They've listened to you talk to them for quite a while. Um, and without that speaking and their listening, they wouldn't have a chance to grow their vocabulary. So in music, we need to do the same thing. So are we singing for them? Are we dancing with them? Are we doing musical things with them, moving, rocking, all those kinds of things? You don't need to force them to clap when they're young. You're not teaching them to clap by holding their arms like that. That's one of the things I discourage. So if we're singing and dancing and playing music around them, that's wonderful. If you wanted your child to learn to speak Spanish, for instance, putting a CD or playing some Spanish-speaking person on a CD is not going to do it. So playing music that way, not going to do it. Although it's really beneficial to also be listening to a wide variety of music that could only be played on a CD because I can't play a whole orchestra in my house, or a jazz band, or a church choir, or whatever. Wherever they're getting music, if they're seeing people being musical around them, that's what's key. If they're being musical around them. So are you being musical? Are you reading books? That's important for their language vocabulary. Well, singing songs is also important. Now let's get into the nitty gritty of some of what I want to talk to you about, and that is this part of music and this part. So this part is the rhythm of music, and this are the tones. The more variety they get in tones, the better. So there's "Oh, I wonder what you are." That's one place to end, but I could also end here for songs like "Josh fought the battle of Jericho and the walls came tumbling down." So that's a different place to end. And there's a bunch more. Is one. There's another. How about this one? So there's a wide variety of tonal contexts for them to get a better understanding of music in their ears, because there's more differences. The more differences, the more boxes they can build in their brain. If you're playing one kind of music all the time, there's only one box for that kind of music. So we want a variety of boxes that they can fill in. The more and the earlier they get that variety, and especially before 2 and 3 years old, but up until 7 or 8, it's critical that we give them as many boxes to put music in as possible. So let me talk about the rhythm aspect. So some music moves in twos, like "Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star," or "Mary had a little lamb, little lamb." For every big beat, there's two little beats. And then for the itsy bitsy spider, the itsy bitsy spider went up the wall. For every big beat, there's three little beats. Or "My country 'tis of thee. My country 'tis of thee, sweet land of liberty. Oh, say can you see?" And then there's also songs that do both. "I like ketchup on ice cream, yummy, and do you like it like me? And the big beats are the same size. But there's also songs where the big beats are not the same size. "Twinkle, twinkle, little star," the beats are the same size. Same with "Itsy bitsy spider," even though I'm now moving in threes in my mind. "Pa pa 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 pa," or "Twinkle, twinkle, pa 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 pa." I now want to move where the big beats are not the same size. See how this one's bigger than the other two. And there's also, or there's a big beat that's bigger than the other one. And if I were to do the little beats that way, it's just a way to understand it. Or so there's just a wide variety of contexts for rhythms, and the more boxes we give them to understand rhythm, the better they're able to develop their musicianship. And all they have to do is listen, absorb, get that vocabulary. Then eventually they're singing and moving their bodies. And really nature takes care of the rest. Just allow them to use their musical ability to the best that they can. We're providing them the nurturing garden, the buffet of music for them to experience. And all it takes is us singing and dancing and playing with them, and then exposing them to these wide varieties of music, different styles, different contexts, different bands, different obviously different cultures, all the variety you can. And they need lots of repetition. So in some of my classes, you'll hear me do an awful lot of the same things, and you might be getting bored, but they're getting to solidify what it is that we've done before and getting stronger at it. And so that's how children best learn music, is to give them a wide variety and let nature take its course. It's really a fascinating journey for me over 35 years working with early childhood. And I'm happy to be able to be doing this at the Liberty Judy Center.